ECSI fans, you want to revolutionize your sports investing habits? Allow me to tell you about WagerWire. WagerWire is an app that helps you become a superior bettor by allowing you to sync all your sports books and track all your bets in one place. See your current action, your betting history, and stats. You could also sign up for sports books and collect bonus offers. Follow them at WagerWire on X, as it's the best account on the platform. Head to App Store or Play Store now and search WagerWire and download the app. Good morning, sports fans from all around the globe. I am the host, Jeff Dawson, East Coast Sports Investors, and welcome to an abbreviated edition of the Breakfast Bankroll Live with Andrew McInnis in our segment for Pucks, Props, and Thoughts on Tuesday, January 27th, a brisk 16 degrees in Cape Cod, 1.5 feet of snow I'm staring at. Headliner today, can HABS hit the jackpot with win versus Vegas? First and foremost, a shout out to our proud sponsors and partnerships. It's WagerWire. Head on over to Google Play, download the app. It is free. And of course, AtlantaSteaksAndSeafood.com. Steak, seafood, chops, appetizers, wines. Terry's got it all. Head on over to AtlantaSteaksAndSeafood.com. Without further ado, let's bring him in. Mr. Andrew McInnis. What's up, Andrew?
What's up? Happy Tuesday. Hopefully my Habs can bounce back tonight.
Well, we got the Habs play in Vegas, and we got the big bad Bruins hosting Nashville. Just from an eye standpoint, Vegas a short favorite here. I think they were a short favorite the other day and got blown out. So little leery from the eye test. It might be a Vegas number. It might be. I didn't say it would. And geez, the Bruins, the big bad Bruins right now, minus 106 against Nashville at the Circa. Good morning, Mr. Benson, Mr. Stevens. If that's not a Nashville number, I've never seen one.
Yeah, that despite the back-to-back, would you say that just with the recent surge with this Bruins team, you'd want that to be a little bit more, or how much more? What would you want that to be ideally?
Well, Corpusala, who 4-0 with a 1.1, I was going to say ERA, goals against last night, gives up 4 to the almighty list Rangers, and now they limp on home. The assumption is Swayman's behind the pipes. I mean, I think the Bruins easily should have opened it around a 125, 127, Andrew.
Yeah, it's funny, Jeff, because I found myself in certain situations like trying to figure out when to play a team back-to-back and when not to. And I'll tell you, like, the angle of still looking to fade a team after a win versus after a loss is way different, you know. And looking at this Bruins team right now, I gotta say, like, just over their last couple games, they've had success, like, goal scoring wise, but I'm a little bit concerned about some of their defensive numbers. Like, I look at the game against the Golden Knights, you look at that game against the Habs, and then you look at the game against the Rangers. Not to mention they were all the same score lines, just for different teams. But I worry a little bit about their defense. So it does seem like a Nashville number to me. Now, it does kind of fall into the whole second half of back-to-back, but they're off a loss, so it's a little bit more intriguing. I read the report wrong, and I actually liked the under yesterday because I thought it was Swayman. And this, to me, is going to be a second half of back-to-back where I actually look towards the under here. You know, everybody thinks automatically, second half of back-to-back, there has to be goals. It has to go over just because the team is fatigued. But I think the problem right now with this Bruins team is they don't want to be getting into track meets. They don't want to be getting into these races. And although Lindholm is playing well, although Pasternak has another game with 3 assists yesterday, they don't necessarily want to be getting into these track meets. So I kind of lean towards the under in that game. But I'm with you. I'm a little bit surprised by that pick'em number we saw with the release.
And again, I'm not crying over spilt milk. I'm not a Monday or Tuesday morning quarterback. Could have easily had a 5-1 Saturday, end up 3-3. I have to bring it up. It was a perfect spot for your Habs on Saturday. I loved them. Got out early, had goal leads. What happened there, Andrew?
It's so frustrating when you see a player on your team get a hat trick and you lose the game. I would love to know the stats behind it. How often a guy gets a hat trick and his team loses? Like it's got to be a pretty high chance if you get a hat trick that you win that game. Look, there's so many things we can say about this, but I think ultimately the team got comfortable, which is kind of astonishing because they only had a 1-goal lead the entire game. What was it? 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2. They seemed to always have an answer until they didn't. And when the Bruins tied it up at 3, immediately after, Alexandre Carrier takes a penalty. And look, the story behind the Montreal Canadiens right now, every podcast, every radio, every TV is the goaltending. Okay. But I'm still going to blame that player. The last thing you can do after getting scored on when they tied up 3-3 is take a penalty. And he did, and they get scored on. But, you know, I've done my part on social media and everywhere I could defending the goalies and Montembeault, but at the end of the day, it's a crisis. It's an emergency right now, and he should have had one of those two goals. And unfortunately, he played really well last year when we didn't really need him to play that well, and now they actually have a pretty good team, and he's not playing too well. So the thing is, they might have to call up Fowler again, the guy that went to Boston College, but they're worried about rushing his development. My guess is that he will be the permanent number 1 goalie after the Olympic break.
Ooh, hot take there from Andrew McInnis right there. 10 games on the slate. I know you have a show coming up in 14 minutes, Dan. I promise we won't be late. Of course, again, the headliner, Vegas and the Habs for you. Looking at the slate here, I talked about Nashville, Boston, Dallas at St. Louis, the Nightcaps, Washington at Seattle, and San Jose at Vancouver. 10 games in all. I'm going to flip the stage over to you for your pucks, props, and thoughts.
Well, it's kind of funny. People keep on joking about this in Habs media world about Jakub Dobeš is the goalie going today for the Habs. So it's kind of like, you mentioned ERA earlier. It's kind of like a pitcher that has a really good record, but they give up 4 runs a game. That's kind of what the deal is with him. And I don't know what your take is on this, but my take is all I care about is the W. You can say what you want about how he doesn't have the best numbers. He gets W's. Jakub Dobeš is 15-5-3 on the season, but yet he's played not nearly as many games as Montembeault. And when Fowler got called up, he stole games from Dobeš as well, which was very, very concerning. So it could be a good day to take the Habs. They're going to be very, very upset. But here's the problem. You're going to get a very pissed off Vegas team as well. And I hate when teams come into Montreal after they're upset, losing to Toronto or losing to Ottawa. And that's what just recently happened. Unfortunately, my gut tells me first period over, full game over, which does not bode well for the Montreal Canadiens. Dobeš is going to have a really, really good game here. But first period over 1.5 is my look in that one. I do think there's some value on the Montreal Canadiens just because this number, I think, is respecting the Bell Center. Slight phase for the Golden Knights. But yeah, I thought you'd find that interesting, Jeff. It's very similar with the pitcher, right? Like, not great numbers, .887 save percentage, but he's 15-5-3. It's like, keep giving him starts. Like, no matter what happens, he wins. And I don't care if the team scores 7 goals when he's out there. He wins. I'm not a huge quotes guy, as you know, but every now and then I dig one up that I like quite a bit. Scott Arniel, the head coach of the Winnipeg Jets, he came out and pretty much said, that was one of the most embarrassing games I've seen, especially in the last month, talking about their game, the Winnipeg Jets against the Detroit Red Wings. He said, that was an embarrassing game for us. We were looking for a pond hockey game. We didn't want to hit anybody. We didn't want to get hit. Just an easy and soft game. And I think that sometimes people overblow quotes when it comes to handicapping because coaches can be so cliche. This guy pretty much called his team a bunch of wimps. He called them out, Jeff, and they're plus 105 tonight, the Winnipeg Jets. We watched the Devils lose the last game of their road trip, but they're 3-1 their last 4. I think this Winnipeg team gets the job done tonight. And I want to mention as well, this is a huge goaltending edge because as good as Jake Allen can be, in his last 3 games, he has a save percentage of .878. So Winnipeg Jets plus 105, I thought was a pretty interesting one to look at. And if there's one other one that I thought was a little bit intriguing was Washington on the road, getting some slight money right now, but I still don't trust Seattle's offense really to be able to go toe to toe. And I think Washington is going to be just fine on the road there. As far as some player props are concerned here, there's a couple guys that are on streaks right now, and I feel like we have to mention it. Tarasenko plus 265 for him, 3 of his last 5 games. Probably worth mentioning. This Minnesota team, minus 250 openers against Chicago, minus 220 now. We'll still take Tarasenko at that price. The team got injured quite a bit. Lost a lot of forwards got injured, and then when he came back, or when they were injured, he got promoted in the lineup, so he did a lot better. Stamkos, 3 of his last 5 games plus 200. If you like the Predators, you like Stamkos. It's correlated there. We'll take them. And this is a guy that I can't stay away from. Pavel Dorofeyev for the Vegas Golden Knights. He's playing against my Canadians. He's plus 210. The guy has a goal in his last 2 games. I can't stay away from backing him. And then there was one point prop I wanted to look at for head-to-head. I'll try and find it here. Head-to-head. Josh Morrissey, minus 113. Defender for the Winnipeg Jets. He has a point in 3 straight games against the Devils. I like looking at that stuff. The Devils don't do very well overall against defensemen. And the last one here we'll go with Sean Durzi, plus 195 to get a point. His matchup, they don't do very well against his position. And when I'm betting on props these days, Jeff, I don't really want to lay chalk too much.
Got to give a shout out to my good buddy, Mr. Russell Saylor, who mentions, I'm happy for you, Jeff. However, it makes me sick that the Pats are back in the Super Bowl. And my rebuttal to him was Marino, Burrow, now May. What do they have all in common? They made it to the Super Bowl in their second year. And Russell said, yeah, and none of them won it. And I was like, yes. And none of them ever made it back to the Super Bowl either. So for all you Pat fans that, don't like the Pats, well, there you go. He made it there. Maybe they'll never make it back, so you don't have to worry about that. Scroll has been going the whole time, Andrew, of course, at McInnis Picks at wagertalkwt.buzz/A&M. We do know it's $5 Tuesday, but what else do you have to offer at the paywall?
That 7-day deal is still going. Not going to be there for much longer. 7 days, all access, all plays, $69. Towards the end of this week, we're going to have an Olympic NHL package up, or Olympic hockey package up and ready to go. And I'm prepared. I'm ready. You know, I've been doing my prep work for a lot of the Olympic stuff, a lot of the Olympic rosters and the matchups, the group plays. So look forward to that. So you guys can get that package. But the best package right now, of course, the $5 Tuesdays, but 7 days, all sports, all plays for $69. And I'll tell you what, Jeff, I'm waiting for that number to get as high as it can go. And I'm probably going to be riding your Pats because I'm going over to a buddy's place, unfortunately, again, for another Super Bowl where he is hosting and he's a Patriots fan. So at least it'll be nice if I end up backing his team. And if I can get plus 5.5 or even 6, like, you got to think that I'm going to be on this Patriots. I mean, have you seen one person that likes the Patriots? I haven't seen one person that likes the Patriots.
No, what you're going to see is in the first week, because don't forget, we remember what we saw last and what was at Seattle and the Rams. So you're going to get all the Seattle money early in the first week. Jeffrey Benson at the Circa took $1 million yesterday on the Patriots money line plus 188. So right now they're obviously back in the Seattle, but they'll get so much Seattle money that they'll probably be rooting for the Patriots, of course. So we'll have plenty of time to talk about that, of course. So anyways, go catch Andrew at McInnis Picks. Go on over to wagertalkwt.buzz/A&M. He will be live in 7 minutes. Make sure you turn on your notifications there as well. Shout out to Mr. Russell Saylor as always. Shout out to Profit Margin, everyone else that supports our show. So for myself, Jeff Dawson at EC Sports Invest, the one and only Mr. Andrew McInnis at McInnis Picks, wish everyone a blessed day. People back east, bundle up and be safe and stay tuned.